Now that ECOWAS has convened the 67th ordinary session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government in Abuja, we now bring in our correspondent who has been documenting discussions there, Bettina Nweli, to give us an update of what the discussion has been. Bettina, good evening to you. I'd like you to kindly give us a summary of today's summit.
Well, the summit has been about bilateral relations and introducing public-private partnerships to make sure that, there are better creation of jobs in the country and also better employment for women and children. That has been something that has been on the table that the president, the chairman of ECOWAS, has been very passionate about. He said that during his speech. He also spoke about economic growth between different countries within the ECOWAS Union. And the meeting has really just begun because after the introduction that they gave to the press media, they have now asked us to excuse them so that they can have an in-depth meeting. And perhaps afterwards, when we converge back, they can now give us what the communique of the outcome of their meeting has been.
Well, what information do you have regarding the election of the new ECOWAS chairman?
Well, so far, so good. So prior to now, Liko, I don't know if you are aware, but the flag of the country of the chairman of ECOWAS is usually placed at a strategic position where the chairman sits. But today we have also seen the Nigerian flag on the table amongst other members, which is telling us that the tenure of Nigeria is coming to an end gradually, and then the election of a new chairman is underway. But still now, we haven't gotten any information whatsoever as to who is going to take over or what the next step is going to be. And we are assuming that at the end of this second closed meeting, we can now have a full headway on knowing who the election falls on, what country it's coming from, and who is going to take over the baton of leadership from our President Bola Tinubu.
Time we get all the details in. Finally, what can you tell us about the achievements of President Bola Tinubu as the chairman of ECOWAS, of course, in the last 2 years?
Well, if I want to speak about the achievements, especially from what we have been given and, what we have seen, it's going to take a whole day, but I will summarize it as briefly as I can. Now, during the time of President Bola Tinubu, he did focus on security and governance, and as such, he activated the ECOWAS standby force to counter terrorism, backed by an initial US $4 million humanitarian lifeline, part of regional efforts to also establish a fully operational and funded security force. He also deployed election observation missions to Senegal and Togo and was credited with aiding peaceful and transparent elections within that region. Another, achievement of his will be economic integration. Now, this has strengthened the ECOWAS free trade area, customs union, and common market. Now, this also came with support of 6 countries to ratify the WTO fisheries subsidies agreements and 13 to ratify the AFCFTA. Now, another aspect that he has also thrived in will be education, science, and health. Now, in these areas, he founded the West African Network of National Academies of Sciences. He also launched the Regional Academic Mobility Scheme. He also supported women's health, amongst others. So I would say that he has really done a lot during his 2-year term as the ECOWAS chairman. Another thing that he also focused on during this time has to do with energy, climate, and agriculture. Now, during his campaign, we all remember that he also clamored for agriculture and how, Nigerians need to key into it. This is something that he also took up onto the ECOWAS level. He talked about expanded electrification via the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Access Project. And he also allocated US $38 million in grants to SMEs, including those beyond ECOWAS. We're talking about Chad, Cameroon, and even Mauritania. So I can tell you for a fact that our president has been busy working in the ECOWAS, and I'm sure that in time, when the new person takes over, our president can now focus all of these things on our country to make sure that all these great strides that he has pulled for ECOWAS can also be pulled for our great nation, Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Bettina, really, for that comprehensive detail that you just shared with us. We appreciate that.